Hello, ZTV maniacs. What you are looking at here is the new and improved, obscenely expensive ZTV Atron 8000. This isn't really the focus of this particular video, but I did want to show it off to the zillions of ZTV fans. We just I've spent the day getting this thing set up and configured. Um, I hooked up most of my game systems to it. I now have two HDMI switches, so that I don't have to do as much switching of my consoles around. Um, you won't. I mean, it's not going to. This isn't really going to affect the show as much because we run stuff through the through OBS now, and we capture stuff directly through my computer. But I mean, it'll make the appearance when B comes over and we do episodes with him. But it's rad and bad. And actually, before I forget, I actually should better. I better remember that I had my PlayStation 5 turned on and shut that off. But actually, during the time that I got that set up, another toy got delivered. Actually, a day early because I wasn't expecting this until tomorrow. But I got this on a special deal. Check device power. Oh, yeah, because we don't have anything plugged in. That's its polite way of saying no signal. So here we go. We're going to take a look at a new toy and an unboxing, an unveiling. This just came fresh in the mail. Well, Amazon delivery. Here we've got the Atari Gamestation Go. Look at this fresh hell. Now, this thing boasts 200 plus games. It boasts all kinds of wacky controls, and it includes Pac-Man. Isn't that exciting? Now, I got this thing marked down. This thing is actually fairly new. It came out late last year. Look at it. It's got balls of steel. But what intrigued me about it is you can actually add your own games. And once we take it out of the box, you'll kind of see where I'm headed with this. It retails for like $180, and through a special sale on Woot.com, I was able to get it for like $110. And because you can add your own ROMs and games, I said, well, I'm going to get it as a mess around thing because of certain controls that it has. And again, you'll see in a minute once we open it up. And I just realized I left my scissors on the other side of the room. Dagnabbit. I don't feel like getting up, so I'm going to have to do this the hard way. So I'm probably going to wind up doing this video in two parts, because I'm not prepped to add my own games yet, but I wanted to do an unboxing, and we'll test this sucker out. And then we'll add the games later. Been kind of a history-making day here at ZTV. There we go. Alright. Hopefully that was the only seal I have to peel off. Nope, there's one on the other side. Oh, no, wait, that's... Thanks to not having fingernails, it's almost as much of a pain in the butt to unhook that as this to do this. Seriously, this is a colossal pain in the butt. I think I cut the wrong part. I didn't actually cut the tape. Oh, this box is so tight. Once you cut the tape off, you still can't get it. Oh, because there's tape on the side, on the other sides too. Good Lord. I just want to open the box without damaging it. Is that too much to ask? In case I get a lemon like the last product I bought on woot.com. There we go. All right, now. Dun-dun-dun-dun. There it is. Look at that. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Take it out of the box. Okay, there it is. Look at that. It's pretty big. I have played with one of these before. Somebody I know that hangs out at Game Together actually has one and showed it to me. All right. Let's so you can plug it in via HDMI if you want to. Let me plug it in so that it stays charged while we do this demonstration. So we're gonna do a demonstration and we'll play some of the games. Okay, so we plugged it in and it lights up. That's a good sign. I don't know which of these flea-bitten things is the power button. Oh, I bet you it's here. You can see my reflection in it, though. That's pretty amazing. Oh, wait. Is that it? Oh, hey, look at everything lit up. Look at that. That's great. Loading. It's loading. All right. Again, it'll probably be kind of blurry because, you know, we can't always take portables real well. So this thing has a keypad. My arcade. Whoa. So look at this. You got a mini trackball. You've got a keypad. You got a keypad. You've got regular buttons. You've got some buttons up here. You've got a spinner. And you've got a regular D-pad. So, okay. Here's all the different games we got. So, we can play Pac-Man. What kind of Pac-Man we got? We got classic mode. We got speed up mode. And we've got the Atari 2600. Well, nobody wants to play that. Let's see what classic mode is like. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to get actual classic mode. One of these buttons has to put in a credit. Which one? I don't know. Oh, there's... No, seriously, what button puts in a credit? Oh, there's a credit. There's a button actually here up there that says credit. I bet you it's that. Okay. See, I can't really, because it's dark, I can't really see. Okay, so we got some Pac-Man action going on. Alright, so... So there we go, it's Pac-Man. Again, it's kind of blurry. Like I said, whenever I play one of these whenever I kind of show off... There we go, we got killed. If I play setting... Okay, so you can save and load, and you got your controls, and... all that stuff. Whenever I do one of these types of things, it's always kind of blurry, and you can't always see it too good, but... We always play that great Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man. That's always a thrill. I think I need to get... I think there's a firmware update I'm supposed to get. Yeah, this is pretty bad. In fact, let me see if I can get that. Get me out of this. It's horrible. Settings, display, update. Software update. Firmware version. Update. Network error. Oh, you know what? Select network. Yeah, here, I bet you I can update. Okay, hold on. I put my network password in. I don't want anybody to see what it is. There we go. There we go. I think we're connected now. Still giving me a network error. How to use firmware updates. The device must have above a 50% charge before updating. That might be the problem. I can't tell how much charge I have. I can tell that it's charging, but I don't know how much charge it has. What other games do we got? We got some arcade games. We can play Agent X. That's a fun one. Well, let's try some of these. Like, okay, so you can do like Crystal Castles. That's cool because like, okay, so we put in a credit, and then we hit start. We're supposed to use a start. Okay, wait. Oh, ooh, it's actually pretty responsive. So because it's got like an actual dedicated like trackball-esque controller, it actually plays. I mean, I'm holding at a weird angle, so it's a little bit it's a little bit finicky, but it plays pretty well. It's pretty responsive, actually. Again, it's going to be blurry when you actually see it in action, but... But you kind of get the gist. And like I kind of like the design of the system. Like it's reasonably well built. Like it doesn't feel like a cheap piece of you know what. You can also play with the D-pad too if you want. But the trackball kind of gives you that more the feel of the arcade version. Okay. So I just wanted to try that. Okay, so then there's also there's Tempest as well. I think like somebody said that like to get the real arc that like yeah, so like the aspect ratio is kind of messed up, and I think the firmware update fixes that, but I can't get it right now because maybe the thing doesn't have enough of a charge. But you can actually play let's just try it just to see. But yeah, you can actually play Tempest with the with this little rotary thing here. Oh, was I playing? Oh, I'm playing with 2 players. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, that's pretty cool though. I like because it kind of captures the feel of playing in the actual arcade game pretty well. And this spinner is actually it's pretty responsive actually. It works well. I don't have any complaints about the responsiveness of the control. It's pretty good. I've heard varying effects about like I said, there's this keypad here, and I'm hoping, and I've heard that like people are working, that somebody's working on like a custom firmware for this thing. So like my ultimate goal is like I'm hoping that like as people develop for this, like the custom firmwares and stuff for the thing, like that it'll become like a good way to be able to play like Intellivision games. Like you could play it like this, and then like you could use you could use like the keypad to play your Intellivision. Oh, it turned off. I don't know what happened. Maybe it doesn't have any charge. Maybe that's why I couldn't grab any firmware update. Well, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna let it charge all the way before I play it anymore. But you kind of get a little bit of the basic idea. We'll do more. We'll do more with it after I let it charge and get the firmware update and stuff like that. But you got to see me take it out of the box and play a little bit with it. We'll do more. We'll do more. We'll do more, and we'll do more later on. All right, folks. It's another day. We got this thing charged up. I ran the firmware update. You can still see my shiny reflection in the screen. That's really great. Again, I apologize. I like reviewing handhelds like this, but you can't always see it doesn't always get focused good. That actually is focused. My arcade. Whoa. So now that I ran the firmware update, now we can run that crappy Atari Pac-Man, supposedly better. Oh yeah, look, the aspect ratio is a lot better. Of course, the game still sucks, but what are you gonna do? Man, look at that smooth, exciting gameplay. Get out of that. You can do save states and all that kind of stuff too if you want to do all that. Yeah, get me out of that. Nobody wants to see that. I don't know what speed up mode is for original Pac-Man, but anyway, I digress. All right. So we got like all the Atari games. So you got these are the staff picks. These are the games you want. But we do have a few Atari. Let's try the arcade games. So actually, what we tried playing is Tempest, because Tempest didn't really look too good. But like if we tried with the spin, okay, yeah, now that looks a little bit better. You press the credit button. The aspect ratio was all messed up before I ran the firmware update. Now it looks fine. Okay. So yeah, you run this so like this spinner lights up. You can also use the trackball too. Actually, oh, I blew up. So you can actually play this a number of different ways. You can play with the D-pad. I'm sucking. Well, I'm just demonstrating. You can play with the little trackball and move left and right. You can play with the spinner thing, which is kind of more close to which is probably the closest to the original arcade experience. Oops, I hit the wrong button. That would be the closest to the original arcade experience. for in my opinion. But it's cool. Like I said, god dang it. The controls that actually work for the games that are built into this thing, and like I said, I'm gonna eventually. I don't have a spare SD card right now. I have to get one, and I'm too lazy to order one. Because I don't really need a big one. I thought I would just have one laying around, but apparently I don't. Yeah, this actually this plays pretty good actually. Yeah, this plays good. I like it. You're playing Tempest with a Herbity. It's hard for me to play because I'm like kind of hunched over the camera so that I can actually like show it to you and do it because I'm recording. But avoid spikes. Oh god. Yeah, we want to get spiked. Blur. Okay. Well, anyway, like I said, it plays well. Plays great. Like I said, with the actual like this little spinner knob thing, and it feels sturdy. It doesn't feel like a piece of crap. It feels like a decent. It feels like a reasonably decent gaming product. It doesn't feel like a cheap piece of junk. All right, let's try some other games. I don't know what's it's some crappy racing game. Red Baron. Oh yeah, let's do Missile Command. That'll be cool because you've got the actual like trackball-esque controller, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool to play. Yep, it's pretty precise. You got your 3 buttons to control your 3 missile bases. Pretty, like I said, it's pretty responsive. I have no complaints about it. After this is over, we'll try out like the buttons that you use that function for each built-in game light up so that you know what buttons you have to use, which is kind of neat. So it's not a bad, it's defend cities. It's a neat product. I mean, it's kind of a niche product, and I don't know if I would have wanted to spend uh, you know, close to $200 on it, but for 110, it's definitely cool, and it's definitely a muck around. Oh, you know what? I think I set up a 2-player game. Oh yeah, I set up a 2-player game. Okay, well that's cool. All right. Well, anyway. So yeah, and then when you pause it, it's got the controls. Okay. So there's missile command. So let's try out like millipede. I must have put in like 2 credits and then hit start and. Okay, so here's millipede. I'm sure this will probably play pretty good. All right. Yep. All right. So millipede only has 1 button, and again, it works pretty well. Ow. So it's a little bit, it might be even a little bit over responsive. I died. Ooh, I got the whole millipede with this. Oh god. Yeah, it's a little bit twitchy. You could also play you can also play with the D-pad if you really wanted to, although that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay. So we got Major Havoc, Lunar Landing. You know, all the Atari arcade staples. So we'd also do have Frenzy. I do like. Okay, so here's one I want to try this because I have never been able to play the arcade version of Food Fight on anything because the arcade last year at the Vintage Vault Arcade I actually did play an actual Food Fight cabinet. Food Fight for the arcade actually has a analog an analog stick. So whenever I try to play it on like an emulator, it always acts really funky. And I can never get it to control properly. So I'm going to be interested to see if it actually works on this. I press a button and it goes all the way to the side. It doesn't really work on here either. You press the button and he just goes. He doesn't stop. You can't make him stop. Because there's no analog. Like I said, the Atari, the arcade Food Fight has analog control. You can't. There's no analog control on here, so you can't make this guy stop. I don't know who decided that putting this on here would be a good idea. You can't control it. This is not. This is unplayable. I'm sorry. This is unplayable. Give me the 7800 version. See, I'll show you. I'll show you. Here. Here's the 7800 versions on here. We have Ninja Golf on here too. That's always great. We love Ninja Golf here at ZTV. See, I press the control and he stops. I mean, I would love to be I would love to be able to play the arcade version of Food Fight. Don't get me wrong. I've just never I've never been able to configure any kind of emulator or anything to be able to properly play the game because, like I said, the original arcade version has and I've played it. I've played it at the actual arcade machine. The original arcade machine has an analog controller, and I've never been able to configure anything to play it properly. I've set it up on MAME, I've set it up on this and that, and I just can't ever get it to I can't get it to play nice. So anyway, there's Food Fight. So we can play the original or we can play the original 7800 Food Fight, which is perfectly acceptable. That's the only version of Food Fight I can play. Crystal Castles we tried. Frenzy doesn't have any special kind of controls, so Centipede better be on here. We'll try Centipede out. Centipede should work with the yeah, see that work. That's pretty. Like I said, it's almost a little over responsive with the little trackball or little. I don't know what you want to call it, like the little ball on the bottom left. Like I said, it's a little trackball. It's like a mini. Whatever you want to call this thing, it's a little mini trackball, so to speak. See, it's very responsive. It's almost a little over responsive. I wonder if it'll. Well, because we've got some of the recharged games on here. Ooh, that. I wonder how Black Widow will work. Like, I'm assuming like it'll be like these, but I'm assuming like this will move, and then this will be like the 4-button type controls. Which is fine. There's no like dual analog sticks on this thing. This would be a little bit uncomfortable for playing Black Widow. Yeah, these buttons are a little bit far apart for my liking. I mean, it works. It's fine, but given the fact that I can play this on like a lot of other things and use like actual dual analog stick controls, this would not be my favorite way of playing Black Widow. And I love Black Widow. It's one of my favorite old school arcade games. And then we got this kind of weird stuff. Okay, so then we've got like some 7800 games, some 5200 games. What the heck is Meebzork? What the hell is this? I have absolutely no idea what this is. How to play. Oh, it just gives like the instructions. I don't know what this is. It kind of looks interesting. Well, let's play it. I want to know what the hell Meebzork is. It's a 5200 game. Maybe it's like some kind of. Plus, this will let us demonstrate the keypad. So, okay, select game demo option. All right. Start. Okay, so there we go. We're a little man. Oh God, what? What in God's name? Oh, there we go. There's a fireball. What in God's name is going on? The end. Wow. Okay. That was Meebzork, folks. That's gonna be a. Oh look, there's like a You can see the overlays. This would actually be cool. Like, it would be really cool if like you could load up other 5200 games and play them on here. I've never heard of this game. I don't know if this is like a homebrew or something. Meebzork. Of all the games I've ever played, these are like all ones that I've played me and my uncle used to play the 5200 Missile Command all the time. Millipede and Centipede. Okay, so then we got some 7800 games. We looked at those. And then we've got a bunch of 50 to 2600 games. We've got Adventure 2, which is like a homebrew. And we've got, all of the 2600 stuff. I wasn't really big on the 2600, to be perfectly honest. Like, I grew up with the 5200, and I had a 2600 adapter. Or I had what was called the VCS adapter that let you play 2600 games. So I had like assorted 2600 games, but it wasn't really like my system growing up. I grew up with the 5200. Although like Yar's Revenge and stuff, Yar's Revenge is cool. All right. So then we looked at the arcade games, and M Network is like Intellivision games ported over to Atari. And then this is like, okay. I still don't know what the hell Meebzork is. Okay. So then we got Atari Recharged. So these were actually made for like modern systems. So Centipede Recharged actually is really cool. Centipede Recharged and Black Widow Recharged are the ones that I've played the most. I have most of these Recharged games on Steam. So I'm just gonna try playing it real quick and see how it plays. Again, so you can play with either the D-pad or the little mouse, little trackball thing, and it plays perfectly well. There's different modes on here. So when the spider shows up, he actually gives you power. For if you've never played this game, the spider actually gives you power-ups. So there's that. You only get one life. And I'm on the high scoreboard. Yay me. And there's trigger buttons up here too. So then there's a Missile Command Recharged as well. I'm guessing that they kind of put games on here that take advantage of the extra controls that this thing has. That's cool. All right. So then we've got some assorted Jalico and Pico games. So these are like mostly like NES type games. Bases loaded 2, bases loaded 3, bases loaded 4. Battle Units Zeoth, whatever that is. City Connection. Fortified Zone, that's actually a decent game. Goal, Hoops, Pinball Quest. They license these games out to like everything. Totally Rad, oh boy. Oh boy. Let's look at old Totally Rad. Look at this. There he is. Right now, the great Zebediah. Yeah, get him out of here. I just thought we would see our good look at old Master Zebediah. Then there's 16-bit game. Oh boy, Brawl Brother. Oh boy, Rival Turd. Oh boy, I gotta see if that guy is in this tentacle. I gotta see if he's in here. Uzi Nelson. Wait, jump is here? What a stupid... Wait, look, this is jump and this is attack? What a stupid setup. Wait, this game sucks. You can powerbomb people though, so that's kind of cool, I guess. There's nothing real special about any of these built-in games. I'm mostly interested in this for the Atari stuff and the fact that you can put your own ROMs on it. So it's got like its own emulators, so that like you can put, and that's why you can put like your own like Super NES games on here. There's Skinny and Bullet. This is seriously like the worst control scheme I've ever defaulted to. Like jump is up here and attack is down here. Like that goes against any logic that I've ever come across in a beat 'em up game or any game. Like, and then I don't even know what this button does. I just wanted to see if they edited out that scene, and I honestly don't feel like playing this game that long to find out. Oh boy, more bases loaded. The Ignition Factor, the Peacekeepers, and Tough Enough. Boy, those are some winners. Then we got a bunch of arcade games from Jollyco. Some of these might even actually be good. Maybe. Rodland. Oh boy. Okay, actually I lied. None of these really look all that great. Then we got some Pico games. Oh boy, we got Bad Street Brawler. We gotta look at that one. That's always a winner. Yeah, we got Duke Davis. Which means we gotta see it. Never trouble till trouble troubles you. Do that ear twist. Then they filled this thing with crappy games. I mean, there's good. I mean, it's a good thing they put like good, fun Atari arcade games on here and like cool ways to play them, because they also filled it with some schlock. Here comes a midget. Get him. A circus midget with a helicopter thing. Wow. I didn't think this was going to degenerate into me, like, fishing out the crappy games. Dash Galaxy Freefall. Oh, that looks crappy. Mermaids of Atlantis. I think this is like the non-porn version of like Bubble Bath Babes or something. Metal Mech, Motor City Patrol, and Nightshade. I think that's one of Aku's favorite games. What's on the 16-bit? Brave Battle Saga. Well, at least there's an RPG on here. Jim Power, The Humans, Thunderbolt 2. Top Racer 2. Water Margin. I think this is on. I think a couple of these are on some of the Evercade collections that I have. Arcade, Fancy World, Lucky Boom. Wow. Oh, that just looks like another Pang clone. Manic Square and World Rally. Wow. And then last but not least, we got Balls of Steel. Taste my steel.
Go kill some aliens.
Kill some aliens.
Report for duty.
This'll
Gonna get us. Taste my steel.
taste my steel. We gotta try this pinball out. Okay, so now these buttons up here actually light up, so I think we use these for the flippers or something. Oh man, look at this. This is actually kind of cool. Oh, that ain't all that's strong, baby. This is actually pretty cool for like a 16-bit-esque era pinball simulation. This is actually pretty cool. Like, I would have played the crap out of this back in the... Oh, there's only one flipper up there. I thought there were two. It goes kind of fast, though, and it's hard to really see what's going on, but it looks cool. Oh, I got 4 balls? Okay. This reminds me of like Epic Pinball and stuff that I used to play when I was a youngin'. Like I say, at least you kind of get an actual pinball feeling because you're using the flippers up top. So that's kind of neat. I like the match.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Oh, I don't want to do anything. How do I get out of it? That's one way to get out of it. So there we go. That's I don't have, like I said, I don't have an extra micro SD card right now. At least not one that I can easily locate. So when I get one, I'm gonna try adding some of my own ROMs to it, and then we'll test that out. All right, folks, I have finally managed to obtain a extra memory card. And while my dinner cooks, I put a few ROMs on it. So we're gonna check this out. So when you put a micro SD card in, you can put some ROMs on. You can choose either the local storage, which is, I'm assuming, the built-in games, or the micro SD card. So when we get this, all right. So now, copy ROM to SD card games and subdirectories. So we've got all these subdirectories. Okay, so I only did two. We did Atari 5200 and Intellivision. So I don't quite know how this works. So we're gonna try Intellivision because that's kind of what I wanted to focus on. All right, so here we go. I put some ROMs on it, and it didn't recognize. Well, I guess I don't know. This is kind of weird looking. Well, let's play a game I'm familiar with. Let's play Burger Time. And let's see what happens when I load up Burger Time. Okay, well, there it is. There's Burger Time. All right, great. Okay, so I start up Burger Time. Select one or two players. All right, so I'm gonna hit one. Okay, so the keypad works. Okay, and the enter button works. They don't light up, but okay, so I can play it. Controls are a little bit iffy, but I can move in all directions. Now, the only thing I would say is that, you know, because the Intellivision has those disc controls, you know, so you won't necessarily get a full range of motion when you play some games. But it does work. I'm told that, like, the controls don't work fully. Okay, so we got that. So okay, so these buttons work for the side buttons for the pepper and stuff. Okay, so this works. So okay, so no, this is a pretty basic Intellivision game. It doesn't require a lot of complicated. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, we got three of them. All right. See. Okay. So this works. Now, if I want to get out of this, how does this work? Settings. Oh, okay. So I can do settings and then quit. Oh, okay. So it works just. Oh, okay. So the settings of this works. It lets me back out of it just like any other game. So what about Diner? Does Diner work? Because everybody that watches me see. Oh, my dinner's done. Okay. Well, I'll be back with this in a bit after I eat dinner. Okay, now that I've had some tasty dinner, now I can play this game. All right, Diner, the Burger Time sequel. Kicking the camera all around. All right, let's see how this. Let's see. Play one player. All right, so the keypad works in this game. Like I said, I'm told there's some control issues, and again, other than the fact that we don't have like a full disc, this is just like an 8-directional keypad. Which may help or harm. I can't go up. Okay. Well. Again, I've heard there's some control problems, so this is bad. So we can't play Diner. Well, that's no good. I wonder if the trackball does anything. Does the spinner do anything? Again, I've heard. Oh, that did something. I've heard that like the pressing these again. This all runs on like emulators and stuff. So again, this is all experimental, and I've heard that like people are working on like custom firmware and stuff for this. So who knows what's going to work and what won't. Let's try the wrestling game. Let's see if we can configure that. If that works, that'll be interesting. There's bears in wrestling. We got wrestling body slam. All right, so let's do one. If I can actually configure this whole thing, that'll be a miracle. All right, so let's have a one-on-one match. Oh, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to play this because you have to have a second controller to be able to like tell the other. Oop. Yeah, because I'm the right controller. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to play this. That's unfortunate. I don't have any of my homebrews set up on this right now because they're not in the right format. Because they have to be INT files to make this work. I got one I want to try. Let's see if I can find it on here. Let's do Night Stalker. Because that game actually requires the use of the control pad. Alright. Okay, so in this game I can't move up. Well, that's unfortunate, because like I said... Well, Burger Time was... Well, that's weird, because like I said, Burger Time was working. Let me go back to Burger Time. Yeah, Burger Time was working. I could move in every direction, but these other games are not working. Maybe like a further firmware update will fix this. Like I said, the games load and stuff. It's just that not all of them work. Let's try Lock and Chase. Again, I'm just trying a bunch of different games. So like some of them you can't move in all directions. The keypad's working. Okay, Lock and Chase. So Burger Time is the only game. Burger Time is the only game that's working so far. Yeah, most of these games you can't move up, and then again, somebody warned me of that. I'll be interested to see if I can find another game that actually works. Night Stalker didn't work. What about how about Shark Shark? See, but you see the idea behind why I think this would be cool. Like if they can, and I know like people are working on this. Like I said, somebody's working on a custom firmware for this. You can see my idea of why I thought that this thing would be cool. Like if they can get this working, like being able to play this and having a working keypad and a control that's not a weird disc that doesn't suck would like be really cool. Yeah, you can't. This one I can't move at all. Blah! Well, that's kind of a bummer. Like I said, the idea, but you understand my concept, the concept of why I think of why I wanted to buy this thing of, you know. It's a mess around. It's an experimental piece, and that's why I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't at least pay $180 for it. I bought it at a discount. Well, let's try the Atari 5200. Let's see if any of that works. Let's try. I put my full ROM set on here just to see. I don't know if the keypad actually works on this. So let's see what games I have on here. Let's play Montezuma's Revenge. That's always a game I enjoy. Okay, well the buttons and stuff work. The keypad doesn't seem to work because you'd normally use the keypad to select. I always talk about. I always make a lot of allusions to this game. And I always say it's one of my favorite, like old school games. This was the version of it that the sound is kind of off, but it's playing fine. You were supposed to jump there, buddy. This was the version. This was the version of this game that I played as a kid, and the Atari 5200 has a really wonky ass controller with. You know, and this was another thing that I was like, well, because this had a keypad and all this crap, and I was like, well, if we could get this thing working, you know, this would be cool to monkey around with. That's why I bought this thing. I was like, well, it would be cool to monkey around with. If we can get it, if I can get it. I gotta be careful in this level not to use up this sword, because there's a part here where I will automatically die if right here. That thing is guaranteed to kill you if you don't have the sword. Like I could put this thing can apparently run a bunch of different like emulators and stuff like NES and Master System, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But it's like, well, I don't really necessarily care, because it's like, well, I've got a ton of other devices and crap. You know, at the beginning of the 2026 season, we saw the you know, the Retroid Pocket 5 that I bought that can run all that stuff. This I kind of bought because of the idea that it had these specialty controls and this and that and the other, and I thought it would be cool to be able to run like these specialty kind of games that need these specialty kind of controllers. Let's try a few other 5200 games. So apparently the keypad, it doesn't really use the keypad particularly well. Let's see what else have we got. I always thought the 5200 had kind of a neat version of Space Invaders. If we can play it. Oh, here we go. I liked when I was a kid. I liked the graphics on this version, like the.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Me neither. This ain't half bad. Maybe they can fix up the emulators to incorporate the keypad. That would be cool. I blow it up. This is getting intense. Yeah, we blow up everything. People always just say like this is a bad version of Space Invaders, and it's like I don't know what's bad about it. This system was kind of my jam growing up. Like I said, this and the Intellivision were this and the Intellivision. See, now we got a different like group of invaders. They change form. I mean, they obviously they don't do anything different. They just change like the graphics, which always felt kind of cool. 20 big points. Look at all these points I'm racking up. I blow up. So anyway, that's Space Invaders on the 5200. Let's see what else we got here. Then I got this Zone Ranger game. I remember this was kind of cool. I remember, actually, I don't remember this game too well. Oh yeah, I remember this game now. Yeah, this game's kind of cool. I don't remember it very well, but I remember, like, it's kind of like Sinistar. I don't remember how to play this game at all. Oh, I blow it up. You can warp between different things. I don't know how to play this game at all. I'm just flying around shooting stuff. I'd have to like read the warp to level 7. Level 7 already? Good God! I just started. I'm gonna get. Look, I started level 7 and I die already. Man, oh man. Mission terminated. Dang, I had this game as a kid. Obviously I don't remember how to play it. I don't think the emulator is configured to what's Zenji? I don't think the emulator with that built into this. I have no idea what the hell this is. Turn the maze paths to connect this. I have no idea. Move the fate. What? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Oh wait, this thing has like a little. Oh, there's like a stand. Oh, there's a stand on the back of this thing. I think you can like plug a second controller into this thing, and you can also plug it into your TV like via HDMI. It's a cool device. I mean, this thing is definitely worth like the discounted price I paid for it. I don't know if it was would have been worth like $180, but it was worth $100. It's pretty cool, I think. See, now there's also there's Robotron 2084, and what was cool about the Atari 5200 version of this game is like you could play this with 2 controllers, so like to kind of recreate the arcade feel. And I don't think you'd be able to actually play it. Yeah, you can't really play it, but the pause button is. So like I can't shoot or do anything. The way this game works is like you on the actual Atari 5200 is like you would play it with both controllers. And I died. And you would there was like an adapter that actually came bundled with both this game and another game called Space Dungeon, which I really liked. It was actually one of my favorite games, along with Montezuma's Revenge on the 5200. So that like you could pair the joysticks up side by side, and then so that you could like kind of keep them together, and then you would like play them like so like you were actually playing Robotron with like the two controllers. Okay, here's a game I love. Keystone. This is one of my favorites. Keystone Capers. Oh, the keypad does work. It does work for this. So this game. See, so yeah, like you would select your level with the keypad, and then you could turn the sound. So yeah, it does work with some of these games. Okay, yeah. The sound's a little off, but yeah, so it does work with some of this stuff. So yeah, like in concept, like I don't know, like maybe, and like I said, if people are working on this stuff, like this could in theory, like if everything worked, like this would be really awesome. a really awesome way to play these games. So the object of this game is you go through the mall, you're the cop, and you got to catch the crook. And there's different obstacles and stuff. When I was a kid, I freaking loved this game. And you get points when you catch them, depending on how many, depending on how much time you have left. So, like, the different obstacles, like this beach ball, if it hits you, you lose time. If you duck crouch down, it looks like he's gonna take a dump. That's kind of funny. This game is also on the 2600, but the 5200 version has a little bit better graphics and music. You know, we'll run the other one. And then when you grab the loot, then you get points. The radio, if you hit the radio, you'll lose time. Some of this stuff will make you lose time. Some of it will outright kill you. And there's the crook. We gotta catch him, except we're kind of futzing around. So yeah, this actually works. Whoops, that was the reset button. Okay, so sometimes it actually will work. See, it'd be kind of interesting to kind of futz around and see what works and what doesn't. So let's try like missile command. I'm kind of interested to see. So yeah, this one it works. Bonus. I don't know what any of that means. So yeah, some of these games the keypad actually works. That first one I played, it didn't work. Like Montezuma's Revenge, it didn't work. So yeah, this worked. Yeah, this actually worked. This works pretty good. Yeah, so look at that. The 5200, this actually works better than the Intellivision does. So yeah, some of this you can play some of these 5200 games. Some of them you can't play, like the 2 controller stuff. This is actually pretty cool. Now that I think about it, this game is actually built. This game is actually built into the system. Now that I think about it, so this one better freaking work. And this whole deal is actually is pretty cool. Like I said, if they can get more stuff working on here, this whole thing is pretty in reality it's pretty nifty. Well, now that I think about it, I'm gonna try Montezuma's Revenge again, because maybe if I just stand here. Yeah, because like at the beginning, like you could pick like what level you started at. With keypad 2 and 3, but it doesn't seem to be working. So I don't know. You could pick a later level. That's what I was trying to do. So it doesn't work in this particular game. What about Miner 2049? Or this game I don't have any experience with. I've never actually played it, or maybe I have. I don't know. Okay. What the hell just happened? He blew up. What do you do in this game? I don't know. I know a lot of people talk highly about this game. I don't know. I don't know how to play. It looks like when I walk over terrain, it changes color. I don't know. I'd have to read the instructions books to learn how to play Miner 2049 for whatever the hell it's called. So yeah, like I said, this like I said, I feel like there's potential here for this thing. Mr. Deuce Castle is another game that I used to really like. We'll play that. We'll just for one more game, we'll play Mr. Deuce Castle. We'll see how that works. Okay. got to get the keys. No, I think the object is just kill all the... Yeah, the object is just kill all the guys. If you get all the keys, you get some kind of a bonus. Oh god, they're coming. Again, I apologize. The view that you have might not necessarily be the greatest because we're taping these different handhelds, and it's like, well, he ran right over that other guy and then killed me. That was kind of bogus. So, like, if a guy goes over it. Come here, suckers. Oh yeah, there we go. Now you gotta get to... When you get all the keys, then the thing turns colors and you gotta get to the door. And then... I forget what happens. Oh, then they turn into extras. And then you can try to kill them for big points or something. Okay, we got a T. T for Mr. T, I guess. I don't know. Oh, now there's a green one, which I think is more dangerous. I don't know. This is originally an arcade game, as you probably would have suspected. Oh god. Oh lord, they coming. Oh, the last guy. I don't think I really fought this out too well. So yeah, that was Mr. Doo's castle. And that's where I remember hearing that little 3 chimes from. I remember hearing a game with a little doo 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 at the end, and I didn't remember where it came from. It was this game. How about that? I solved the little mystery that was in my head. So sometimes for some of these 5200 games, the keypad works and some of them doesn't. Like I said, there's probably people working. There's probably people love these kind of like little, you know, systems where they can do like this homebrew type crap and mess with stuff, and you know, people, you know, like I said, there's a lot I could have put a lot more different games and emulators and stuff on it. I just did these two because these were the two that I wanted to experiment with, the 5200 and Intellivision, because like I said, you've got a keypad for these two systems, and then like I said, with the built-in games, you know, then you've got the built-in control. You've got this knob and this thing, and you've got all this stuff. So, like I said, I think it's a pretty cool device for like these specialty kind of games. I don't know if I would have I don't know if I would have considered it a $180 purchase, but for $110, definitely. I think it's interesting. Oh, and by the way, being observant ZTV maniac viewers that you are, you probably noticed another mysterious black box with some things sitting on top of it in the background while I was doing the last part of this video. Well, we've got another new toy. This is what we call a teaser here at ZTV. We've got another new toy, so you'll have to tune in to the next upcoming video to see just what this mysterious new toy is. And, well, if you look at the identity of at least one of those games sitting on top of it, you might be able to guess what that thing is. Maybe.